I'm 42 now, and when I reflect on what changes I went through in my 30s, it's pretty profound. And the thing is, the changes don't happen all of a sudden. You don't just wake up one day and realize that you've changed. They happen so gradually that they actually end up taking you by surprise. Now, I know that if you're in your 20s, you're probably sitting there and saying, this old man doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm gonna stay in shape and I'm just gonna continue living the lifestyle that I'm living today, continue partying and going out. But let me tell you, my man, that's exactly what I thought when I was in my 20s. And reality is extremely different. Now, the changes are endless, but from my experience, these are the 5 most major changes that I experienced as a man in my 30s. The first change is purely physical. You just won't have the same energy anymore. It's like your body had this built-in buffer to absorb all the damage and shit that you put your body through in your 20s. When you're 25, your body is incredibly forgiving. You can run on 3 hours of sleep, eat terrible food, drink over the weekend, and still show up to work on Monday feeling completely fine. Your body has this built-in buffer that absorbs the damage. In your 30s, that buffer starts to disappear. You simply don't have the same fuel tank anymore. And if you stay up late, you don't just feel tired the next morning, you pay for it in 2 or 3 full days. And if you don't take care of your health or your sleep, your concentration and focus immediately tank. You can no longer rely on biology to carry you through reckless habits. You have less energy to work with every single day, period. The second change is that the door of infinite potential starts to close. You see, in your 20s, you live on the idea of potential. You can tell yourself, I might move to Europe next year, or maybe I'll completely change careers, or I'll start that project eventually. Every door feels open, and society forgives you for not having it all together because you're still figuring it out. But in your 30s, time demands choice, and the market stops caring about your potential. It only cares about what you've actually executed and achieved. You look in the mirror and you realize that you can't do everything or be everyone. Choosing one path means actively letting go of other versions of who you could have been. And the illusion of unlimited time fades. You have to face the reality of where you actually are rather than the fantasy of where you might go. The third reality is that your social circle fades away, and it happens naturally. It's rarely because of big fights or drama, it's just the logistics of getting older. People get married, have kids, move to different cities, or get completely buried under the weight of their own careers. The big group of friends you used to see every single weekend dissolves. And if you're single or if you're running on an unconventional business or lifestyle, this part hits especially hard. The casual, effortless community of your youth evaporates. The noise stops and your phone rings less and your life gets incredibly quiet. You're left standing there with the choices that you've made, and you have to learn how to exist in that silence. The fourth change is you don't care what people think anymore. In your 20s, your identity was highly reactive. You cared deeply about external markers of success because you're constantly trying to prove your worth to the world. You care about what car you drive or your specific job title, the brands you wear, and how your life looks to strangers. But in your 30s, that internal urge to perform to the crowd drops significantly. And by this point, you've taken a few real losses, you know what your flaws are, and you know what you're actually capable of. And you realize that most people are far too busy worrying about their own collapsing schedules and problems than to spend any time thinking about yours. The desire to impress people you don't even like disappears, and you stop trying to convince the world that you're succeeding. The final and most defining change is the realization that no one is coming to save you. When you're young, in your 20s, there's an underlying subconscious feeling that a safety net exists. You feel like if things go completely sideways, an older adult or a mentor or your parents will step in to fix it. In your 30s, that illusion completely breaks. You look around and you realize that you're now the adult in the room. And if your health fails, your finances collapse, or your business struggles, the responsibility stops entirely with you. And there's no one tracking your progress, no one making sure you did the right thing, and no one to blame for your mistakes. Total accountability becomes your daily reality. Losing these things, your raw energy, your endless options, your massive circle, and your safety nets is a heavy shift. Your 30s strip away the noise and the distractions of your youth, leaving you with reality exactly as it is. It's a decade where you finally have to look at the machine you're operating and take full ownership of it.